What is up, family? Today we have some Baron support. Before we get into the video though, first off, again, thank you for the 100 subs. And just a reminder, I am doing a giveaway. I'm giving away four alpha codes for Smite, one for each platform, and I'm also doing a $20 diamonds pack giveaway. So there'll be a total of 5 winners, and the way to enter that will be in the description. So if you guys are interested, just read the description and you guys will be entered. I'll be picking the winners on the 8th of December, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure to sub. I mean, you guys have to be subbed to win, right? So back to the gameplay itself. Today we're playing some Baron solo. Baron probably, although it got unnerfed recently, still probably one of the strongest solo laners in the game. Um, just because of his healing, just because of his pressure and his lane clear. But I think I do kind of a poor job of showing that in this game particularly. Spoiler alert, this Akate kind of outpressures me in lane. Simply because, I don't really play solo too much. I usually play jungle or mid. But as always, in these play by plays, I will still, try my best to explain my thought process in these, kind of show you how to play passively. That's just how I play solo lane. I play passively. I don't really go for fights, I guess, which is kind of not what you really want to do when you're playing Baron, but sometimes I do end up being too aggressive and it kind of bites me in the butt. Kind of like right here, wasting all my abilities on Hecate when on the wave, when realistically I should kind of just be poking Hecate out here, especially in the early game. She's really bad in the early game, so I should have just been poking Hecate out throughout this entire before she hits level 5, and I should end up winning these trades. But she gets a gank from Fenrir. I beads into my tower, backing up, which is fine. Fenrir loses a little bit of farm. They end up securing Warhorn. But I think right now it's just basically just wave clear, so I'm just going to be skipping over this. Yeah, we're just basically wave clearing. And again, just, it's not that important. I'm just playing underneath tower this entire time. Just because I'm half HP, if I go under tower, she'll eventually basically get a kill on me. And we don't want that happening. So nothing really happening here. We are in a 5-stack this time, so you won't really see a lot of VGS commands. However, our Thanatos tells us that he's about to gank. So I start to get a little more aggressive. I'm trying to bait out Hecate. She may have a ward in here. So we're going to bait out Hecate. We're going to use our 3, 2, and 1. And Thanatos should also just be able to get the kill here. I think Thana ends up getting the kill. Yeah, so Thana beadsing and should eventually end up getting the kill, which is great. Thank you, Thana, for not putting me behind on lane. And yeah, overall, unfortunate that we died, but Thana was able to get the kill. We should be able to secure both these neutral camps, or at least one of them. And yeah, again, just kind of skipping over a lot of these because, I mean, we're just farming minions. There's nothing really more to it. I'm not really trying to be aggressive over this Hecate, especially now that she's one level above me. We get the little gold treasure guy camps, and, we're going to just try to poke out Hecate here a little bit. She is going for Warhorn, which is fine. I'm just going to focus my abilities on wave, and I believe Thana should start to make our way, or his way, into our lane here. So we're gonna go again, keep focusing on our abilities on wave. As you can see, Hecate's clear right now is stronger than us, and again, just because of that Baron nerf that Hyrus gave him recently, his wave clear isn't as strong. But I do still think he's a good soul laner. We're gonna go ahead ult her ult so we don't get teleported. Fenrir ends up being here. We are going to help Fenrir with our abilities, and obviously Thana told us to back up, so we're backing up. Thana was one shot, so not the outcome we wanted, but none of us died. We're up 2k in gold as a team, so it could have been worse. Obviously, we didn't get any picks from that gank, but it's good that nobody died. And you kind of just have to play patiently here, especially if you are kind of getting out pressured like I am, even though I'm on a Baron and this person is on a Hecate. Like I said, solo lane, not really my main role. It's probably like my third role, maybe even fourth. I'd probably want to play carry over solo. But anyways, speaking of being patient, we got a gank from Thana. end up getting a kill on Hecate, so we should just be able to catch up with her a little bit. She's level 8 currently, and right now I'm still level 7, so we're gonna see if her camps are up. They are not, but then I was able to get timers. And just because we are in VGS, and sorry, not VGS, we are in a Discord call and we all have, we're in a 5-sec voice chat, I guess. I basically trust my teammates to, one, do well, and two, just have that communication, being able to just call out and stuff. So that is really well. And now we see Hecate going to her blue, and we have Warhorn minions. We don't really want to miss this wave, simply because our Warhorn so Hecate, if she chooses to, she could have just froze that, and we would have lost that entire minion wave. And that's why I think, again, why I don't think Warhorn's the best thing to do unless you plan to stay in the lane for that wave, right? Because if you back and you have Warhorn wave, then the enemy team can literally just freeze wave and they'll kill all their and the Warhorn minions will kill all the, debuffed minions, I guess, or the normal minions, and you'll just miss out on all that farm. And again, kind of just poking out Hecate here. I don't really want to fight. As you can see, I'm kind of just juking out. She just has so much damage. I end up missing my 3, I guess, and just look how much damage she does. Her 1-2 combo does half my health, and my 2 does, that's like a 10th of her health, maybe like an 1/8 of her health. So her damage she's definitely has more damage than me, and if I try to 1v1 her, she is gonna win. So I'm just backing up right here. See, look at that, 1-2 does half my health. So right now we built Soul Gem just for that sustain. What you kind of want, again, this is what you kind of want to do if you're getting out pressured. You have to, if you have to play back, then just play back. You don't have to ego it out and try to 1v1 if you know that you are in a losing lane. Even though you should have the advantage. For example, here, I'm playing Baron, probably one of the strongest solo laners. You just have to farm, and which is probably the most important thing in playing a lane in general, is just farm and not miss out on any of the waves. Because if you die, those are minions you're missing out on. Those are XP you're missing out on. And right here, down 200 health. I'm trying to bait Hecate here because we have our mid and our Thana rotating. So she uses her ult, and I can probably just ult here. She uses her blink. I use my blink. We should just be able to kill here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to run away from this Fenrir, and Hecate should just be dead here. There's three of them trying to kill her, and yes, she should be dead there. And Fenrir, I believe, just gets away here. So overall, just being patient, even though I see my teammates ganking, not being overly aggressive, just because because if we die, then there's no point of that gank. We both miss out on minions, but since I end up living, I can go ahead and push this minion wave into tower. She loses an entire minion wave, and plus I get both neutral camps. So that'll just put us in the lead now. She's level 11. I think I'm still level 11, but nonetheless, we got 2 neutral camps that she wasn't able to get, and she missed an entire wave of minions. So now my teammates are going to start to get Gold Fury, I mean Gold Fury, and I'm going to start building Genjis here. So in a moment, my teammates, again, like I said, they're going to set up for minions Gold Fury, and we're going to go ahead and port over. They end up securing Gold Fury already before I even get there, which is great, but I think they are still wanting to fight, so they are engaging. So we're gonna go ahead and rotate anyways into mid. They end up picking Herc, and although this may look like a wasted rotation, we are able to see that their camps are almost coming up into their side of the jungle. So we're gonna go ahead and grab those, and maybe even look at a couple back camps and grab some timers there. That's almost up, and like I said, we are just gonna go ahead and grab red here. Izanami kind of checking out if Hecate is there, ends up not being there, and Ra ends up securing red. However, this should just be a team fight that's forming up here. So I'm half health, having to play back a little bit. Once we hit our 2, we're gonna go ahead and heal our teammates. Fen going on us a little bit. We instantly just melt him. We have a Thanatos ult, that Hecate ult, kind of bring everybody out of the fight. And from there, it was a I think 3-0 trade. So great team fight. Was able to pick off Hecate. Was able to pick off Fenrir there. And yeah, right now up about 6k gold, 14-3. So pretty good outcome in that team fight. And plus we got gold free. So now we're just clearing wave. We get the neutral camp, and we see Hecate kind of going into lane. Again, kind of playing aggressive. Her damage right now is super crazy. I'm pretty sure she's at a full damage build. Maybe a couple tank items here and there, but she does out damage us still. But we do have that healing sustain, so we should be good there. Hecate kind of missing. Again, we don't really want to fight here. We end up seeing Hecate right behind us, and we're going to see if we already used our abilities on wave, so we can't really do much here. We see that Thana is now ganking us, so we're gonna go ahead and try to bait this a little bit and try to hit R3 here. We end up getting Hecate with R3. We blink out of her ult, and she uses her ult's little teleportation thing. We're gonna go ahead and grab her. Should be an easy kill. Great gank for Thana. Just really great just being able to stay under tower and end up picking up Hecate on the way there. So Hecate losing even more farm. That entire minion wave right there just crashed into her tower. She got 0 of that farm, and we're just gonna continue to grow our lead with this pyro objective. And we see Rez about to come up, so we're just gonna go invade this as well. And again, like I said in my previous play-by-plays, if you kill laner, if you have control of a side of a map, go for their jungle. That's probably one of the most important things you can do, especially to new Smite players. The importance of just having good jungle control makes a huge difference on the map play, on how the game goes essentially. So we're gonna be able to hit the Ra with a 3. Herc will be able to stun us here. My ult's still down, so we can't really do much anymore. But we end up picking 2 of them off. That's Hecate ult. She really gets nobody there. And she basically just wasted her ult. We're gonna end up ulting. We're gonna see if we can grab Iza here, and we do. And I'm not sure if you guys saw that. And again, we also get Hecate, so that's a really good fight. But I'm not sure if you guys saw what I did with my ult there. It's just what you really want to do with Baron when you're ulting is you don't want to end the Baron ult. You want to make it last as long as you can. And you do that by turning to the right or to the left. That's kind of also an advantage of playing mouse and keyboard, just being able to turn fast like that, just being able to flick. I'm not sure how easy it is or how sensitive it is on controller, but just being able to flick my Baron ult to the right a little for like 1 second and then flick it back to where the enemy is so that they can't dash out or they can't run out of my ult, and so my ult doesn't end, is what you want to do as Baron while we secure Naga here and Gold Fury. So that's like I said, that's kind of how you want to use Baron ult. Hecate level 14, I'm level 16. We just, without fighting, we were able to grow our pressure, or we were able to grow our lead by 2 levels, and we're up in gold, we're up in items, we're 3k up. We have 3k up in gold, and we are now going to grab Genji's card for magical protections, which we already did, and now we're actually going to go into, I believe, breastplate for physical protections, because as you look at their team comp, we have Herc, who's physical, Fenrir, who's physical, and Izanami, who's physical. So that's, if you guys don't know how to build, it's a pretty good guideline to go with. If you obviously have to be familiar with the gods to know what damage they are, but if they have more physical gods, build more physical protections. If they have more magical gods, build more magical protections. It's just a very basic outline. Obviously, there's like items better than another item. There's another item better than another item, and like you'll acquire that game knowledge by just playing the game more, being able to familiarize yourself with the item shop, what's available in the game. And the sooner you start, the better. And obviously there's a website you can go to that you can use my videos as like builds. And I wouldn't really recommend building, if you're new to Smite, I would not recommend trying to make your own build, because it never ends well. Even now, like I use I go off of a website for the most part, and then I change maybe 1 or 2 items if I think I need them in a particular game. Like this original build should be Glad Shield instead of Genji's, but since Hecate was in a lane with me, I went with Genji's, right? Because of the magical damage that Hecate does. Now, we're just going to go ahead and secure Fire Giant here. So, we see Hecate, and we are... Okay, well, they got Fire Giant because of that Hurcoat, which is great, but not great. But we end up picking, I think, like 3 of them here. So, although they got Fire, I mean, we're still in the lead. We're not really tripping about it. And plus, that Fire Giant pull wasn't really a good Fire Giant pull. The only reason we pulled it is because, I mean, look at it, we're up. Excuse me. We are up like 15k gold now, and it's 24-4. So even if they have Fire Giant buff, it doesn't really matter. Plus, I think we're gonna get another pick on Iza here, and yeah, I mean it's just Fenrir and Ra that have Fire Giant buff. Shouldn't matter too much. And yeah, when we did pull that buff, we were kind of just trolling. We were just messing around. We're like, all right, why not just pull it or whatever in the voice chat, and they ended up stealing it, which is fine. Like I said, I mean we almost die here. We end up only living with 1 HP. So we're just gonna back here. We're gonna grab speed if it's still up, which it is, and you know, just get a couple life steal off of this, and just end up just backing right away, just because of our low health. And they have Fire Giant buff, so we still have to be careful here. I guess right now only Ra has Fire Giant buff at this point, because Fenrir was the last person that had Fire Giant buff, or one of the last people that had Fire Giant buff. So. But Ra going off, went from what, level 17 to 19 because of that shutdown, and I think about to have a Quadra here maybe. So we're gonna try to peel as much as we can. We're gonna go ahead and ult Herc here. I think Herc ends up dying, which is good. So we turn it into a 1v4 scenario, and we're gonna try our best to kind of just peel here, kind of stall as long as we can. Ra ends up pushing us. Ra basically half healths us. We are pretty low, so we're gonna back up here. We're gonna go ahead and juke Ra's ult while pulling our 3-2-1 combo into Hecate. Was able to hit that back to full health, and this is which is good about Baron. We basically was just able to sustain, and we forced them to back up instead of being able to just get tier 2 tower. So played that the best I could. Right now I think they're just on either Pyro or Gold. Fenrir is in the left lane, left dual lane. We noticed that we got the Oracles. They're not on Gold, which is fine. And our mid pinging to attack Gold Fury, which we will now. So he got started on it. We're gonna go ahead and start rotating. We're gonna go ahead and use our 2 to heal our teammates, and I think this should just be an easy gold free burn. I don't think anybody else is here. We're gonna try to zone, see if we catch anybody at all, and we should be good. And I think now we do see Herc and Ra and Iza in mid. We're gonna see if we can make something happen here. We're gonna go ahead and 3 Iza. She gets hit. She uses her 3. She uses her blink, and that's a blink and dash off of Iza. We're gonna go ahead and hit Fenrir with our 3. He ends up using his ult, so he is CC immune from our stun. Hades, give him the little double suction. Hades ult, I ult, and hopefully Herc dies here. I think we come up a little bit short. Yeah, we don't end up killing Herc here. I think, end up dying here from Fenrir, but I don't think we end up winning this team fight actually. So, however, you know, it could be worse. No objectives are up. Which is fine as long as they don't end it. I mean, Pyro's up, but that's okay, and we're just gonna keep on farming here. It's not the worst. It's not the worst case scenario. We're still up 8k gold. They are kind of catching up a little bit here, but we have gotten all 3 gold furies. And as far as the state of the game right now, everybody's just trying to get to 6 items and be able to just set up for the next fire giants about to come up soon. Grab a couple phoenixes and stuff. So right now, just trying to clear out this minion wave right here, just so we can push wave a little more. And I think we all just start to get fire here, simply because when we try to push them, they back off anyway. So if we can't chase them, we pull them to us. And now we see Ra start to show up here. We're gonna go ahead and kind of try to zone out Herc here. We're gonna get ulted by Hecate. We're gonna end up ulting Hecate and Herc just to try our best to stun him. We end up securing Fire Giant, which is great. Thank you to our mid laner. And right now, I mean, since we got fire, all 4 of us are pretty healthy. And Hecate doing Hecate things, half healthing people. We have Fenrir going on us. We're gonna go ahead and root Fenrir. He should be dead here as well. And Hades is doing crazy damage. Right now, it is a 4v2. We see, we saw somebody in mid lane. I guess they're gone now, but we're gonna go ahead and just help our Iza with Pyro here. We got Fire Giant. We get Pyro. Pretty good outcome. And then we kill 3 of them. They kill 1 of us, which is great. And now we're gonna go ahead and start Gold Fury here. Gold Fury is up in 12 seconds. Right now, as a solo laner, my job is to keep the people that can steal the objective away, right? So we have to zone them. So Yamoja going to tank. I'm going to put a little bit of damage into gold. We are going to go ahead and, again, just force Ra to ult early, so that way he doesn't damage the Gold Fury. And just because of that, us forcing Ra to ult right away, that kind of just prevents a greater advantage towards them to basically, you know, be able to potentially steal Gold Fury. And right now we're backing, grabbing our full items. We're going Stone of Binding, and we're also, I think our last item will be Runius Ankh here, however you say that. Just for anti-heal, they do have Ra and Herc, so we do want the anti-heal on with us. And just to be able to now kind of just group up, I guess, for a next push to Phoenix. And from Phoenix, if we end up winning a team fight, it's eventually a push to Titan. So right now, keep in mind, our goal is to end here. So Yamoja gets pulled in. I ult Herc. I was trying to pull, basically not Herc, but Herc ends up running to my ult to end it early, which is a good replay from him. We're gonna blink out of the Fenrir Brutalize. Ra gonna hit us with a crazy one. We unfortunately get caught by Fenrir Stun and Hecate Mesmerize, and we end up losing this team fight. Now things do end up getting a little dicey here. We finish our 6th item, which is an anti-heal. Now we're gonna go for a starter item. I didn't go starter item right away just because I felt like I wanted to build out my anti-heal first, because Ra's doing damage on us, and it's really bad, and we just want to be able to control that. So right now, Fenrir gets ulted. We're going to kind of run him down into Phoenix again. No objective is up, so we don't really have to rotate anywhere right now. I tried to ult the person that was backing, which I believe was Hecate. Not Hecate, I don't know, but maybe it was Iza or something. But I was trying to get him in general. I thought my teammate was behind me, and I was just caught out of position. I didn't realize we were going to go for right tower right away. That's just a bad play on my part, unfortunately. However, I think we do end up still getting right tower, which is a correct play to make here. And yeah, I mean, right now, kind of just going for towers, going for objectives, maybe even Fire Giant. We end up killing Hecate here, which is huge. End up killing their Hercules, turning the fight into a 4v3. However, everybody's low, and I think we're just kind of just forced to back up here. Although we have the numbers advantage, our support is pretty low, and we don't really have a true front line. So kind of just force to back up and either secure objective or force to group up again once I'm up. Now, I do also want to talk about my role as a solo laner, and solo laners in general. As a solo laner, what you should be doing is focusing on the damage dealers. So trying to harass Iza, trying to harass Ra, trying to harass even Hecate right now, because she is, I think, a full damage build. I'm pretty sure either that or hybrid build, or even try to kind of just poke out Fenrir, right? Anybody but the Hercules, I guess. Technically, it would be anybody but the solo laner and support, because they should be the tankiest people in the team. But yeah, try to really just focus out the damage dealers. Try to burn your abilities on them. Try to pull them out. Which is why Sobek is also a really good solo laner, because Sobek literally has an entire pluck. So we have Fire Giant here. This should be an easy fight. Herc ends up again going to our ult, ending our ult very fast. And right now, I mean, we just kind of just melt them, which is a pretty given. We have Fire Giant. The only person up is Ra, and this should just be an easy end. we go ahead and try to zone out Ra here while trying to focus on Titan. And yeah, that should just be an easy end. Overall, Baron, although was getting outlaned a little bit by a full damage Hekate, I think that it went pretty well. We just played it patiently, not letting the ego get the best of us. Although Hekate had not a true slow laner and was still getting kind of like just like baited out, I would say, or damaged out, outlaned, whatever. We still just played it patiently, and overall ended up us not losing any team fights, not losing any XP, and overall just kind of snowballed into a win. That's kind of what I want you guys to take away from that. But as always, I hope you guys did enjoy. Here are my stats. Again, reminder of the giveaway. The instructions will be in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you, family.